Hello and welcome, Lynx here. We are playing Winter Fragments and Saku is on her way back home to then return to Chisato's parents' house. Long story short, she doesn't have enough clothes. Anywho, let's get to it, shall we? Sadly enough, night recording, not day recording, but yeah, kind of forced to do that today and for the next few days. Anywho.
Brrr, it's colder than I thought it'd be.
I walk back home with a brisk of a clip as I'm able my soul slapping purposefully against the grey pavement. It's a cold evening, and my breath escapes my mouth in gossamer clouds like mist. The breeze rubs my cheeks red and the tip of my nose is tingling. I hope I'm not about to catch a cold. At least it's a bit of an incentive to walk even faster, so I can get this over and done with. If I was taking my time, it would take about 20 minutes to get back home. I'm unusually determined today, however, and my trek takes less than 15 minutes. I slide back in the front door, then twist it with a click. I peel off my shoes in the entrance hall, then dash upstairs, pausing only to give my mother a perfunctory greeting. I ransack my room, searching for spare pairs of underwear and socks and a few extra shirts. I shove them into my overnight bag, then tear out of my room and back down the stairs. My mother catches me before I can leave and gives me a bit of a talking to. She tells me, as she did on the phone, to behave myself when I'm at Chisato's and not cause any problems. Let's have a look. Ooh. This looks like an old school TV as well. It's not like super chunky, but still. I don't know what this poster is of, to be honest, for. Kuvahara? No idea what that is.
Would I, dear mother?
You're not filling me with much hope, Saku. Would you what? Oh, okay. The problems, got it.
How rude! You should know I'm always my best behavior when I'm around Chisato.
Are you really?
Really, I can prove too. She's only threatened to decapitate me once since I've been at her place.
My mother looks at me doubtfully. And this is supposed to be a good thing?
Hey, it's my new record.
Sometimes I wonder how you and Chisato have stayed friends for so long.
It's cause I'm cute, of course.
You shouldn't say that about yourself, Saku. It's immodest. She is for.
Why not? It's true, isn't it?
I think so, but I'm your mother. I'm supposed to think that.
Are you saying if you weren't my mother you wouldn't think I was cute?
I'd think you were a nuisance if I weren't your mother.
You treat me like a nuisance anyway.
And for good reason. My mother shakes her head, then waves a dismissive hand in my direction. I know how the Shimas put up with you, but if they really don't mind, I'd be glad to hand you over for a little while. Wow, what a thing to say about your own daughter. Wow. Now, are you sure you'll be alright heading back on your own?
I'm sure. I'm a tough girl. I can look after myself.
I flex my non-existent muscles in an attempt to prove my point.
You should be more worried about the miso soup, ma'am. When in the middle of cooking, it will boil over.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
See, I do have my uses. I'm plenty reliable.
I give my mother a salute this time, which she returns, not with a roll of her eyes, as is her custom, but a smile. Where you get all your energy, huh? I feel tired just watching you.
Who knows? I certainly didn't inherit it from you.
Or you drained all of it from your mother. My mother's eyes crinkle. She laughs, then shoots at me again.
You're distracting me, Saku. Be off with you.
My mother doesn't need to ask me twice. I shout my goodbyes to her on my shoulder, to which she responds with distracted,
Yes, dear, stay safe, dear.
And slide my shoes back on at the front door. I take a few minutes to double check that I've got all my things, put my coat back on, and then pull the door ajar and head outside. I walk along the darkened street, the soles of my shoes slapping against the ground. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This looks nice. 10 minutes later, I found myself in the plaza with the fountain, where Chisato was waiting for me yesterday evening. Oh.
It's a different background though.
The fountain plaza is lined with trees, which are strung up with Christmas lights. The lights have been switched on and they are twinkling merrily, just like the stars that fill the sky. I'm pretty eager to get back to Chisato's and start writing, but these lights are so pretty they make me pause. When I inhale, I can smell the Arctic air, alongside the aroma of cooking pastry and azuki beans that's wafting from a nearby food cart. The food cart looks pretty popular. There is quite a queue forming up behind it, couples in coats and scarves huddled together beneath the starry sky. I'd like attacking myself, but I swallow the urge alongside my saliva. Mrs Shima will probably be making a start on dinner, even as I stand there wasting time. I don't want to ruin my appetite on sweets. That'd be a huge waste given how good Mrs Shima's cooking is. I can have a tacky later, maybe as a treat for finishing my story. Christmas Eve feels like a fairly appropriate time of the year to write a romance story. It's a holiday for lovers, as the couples meandering about the plaza can attest. It's a good deal more crowded than it was yesterday, and most of the people I pass are in boy-girl pairs. Some look to be teenagers, while others must be university students, closer to Saori's age than mine. I bet the restaurants around here will be all fully booked, the cinemas packed. People will be going out on dates all across town, while I'll be in Chisato's girlish bedroom, writing a sweet girlish love story. I won't be going out to a fancy restaurant or to the cinema, but I don't mind. I don't want to go on a date with a boy. Saku, would you look at that? We are in the same situation. I wouldn't want that too. I'd far rather spend my Christmas Eve with Chisato. Okay, Saku, you take Chisato, I take the older sister then. Anyway. There we go, older sister.
Hey, Saku. I heard from Aunt that you were gonna be staying here a little while longer.
I'm greeted when I return to Shima household by Saori. She's sitting at the bottom of the staircase pulling on her boots. For once she isn't wearing her tracksuit, which makes me wonder. I mean, she wasn't wearing when we first arrived at the house.
Yeah, I'm staring a bit more. Are you heading out to work, Saori? I mean, I am indeed. I could be going out on a hot date right now, but no. I've got a man in the cash register instead. Talk about a happy Christmas Eve. Do you even have a date to go out with?
Nuh-uh. I guess that throws another wrench in my plan, huh?
What tipped you off? What tipped you off I had work anyways? Was it the outfit or the bored, dead-eyed look on my face like I wanna croak? A little of column A and a little of column B.
Saori laughs, then finishes lacing her boots. She gets to her feet, her choppy hair brushing her jawline, and lopes over to me.
I'll see you later, Saku. Have fun with G. I will, and I'll see you too. I hope you have a good time at work.
I won't. Saori ruffles the top of my head, then turns to leave. I understand her. She closes the front door behind her with a dull click, and the hall is soon plunged into silence. I hasten to remove my own shoes, which I line up by Chisato's, then my coat and scarf, which I hang up on a peg next to hers. Then I head upstairs, my overnight bag looped over both shoulders. Those stairs are really, like, screechy. Ideas have been brewing inside my head since I set off almost an hour ago, and I'm afraid that if I don't hasten to write them down, they will escape from me. I need to pin down all of those pesky ideas of mine so they can't get away. I'm going to show them who's the boss. I'm so enthused, I yank the door to Chisato's bedroom, open with too much force so it bangs against the wall with a toot. Chisato's in the middle of coding Sumire's sprite on her PC, but my unexpected entrance makes her jump. Her pen slides across her tablet and a large pink line bisects Sumire's head from her neck. Oh.
Hey. I'm sorry, Chi. I hope I didn't break your concentration. You did, but it's too late to worry about that now.
Chisato undoes her last action with a scowl. Ctrl Z. The pink line disappears from her drawing, but so does an ample amount of shading about Sumire's face. That's weird. Why would it get rid of a few movements which are clearly separate movements? Anyway, my bad.
Do you have to slam doors like that in my family's house, huh? You could have taken the paint from the walls. I know, I already said I'm sorry.
I laugh awkwardly while poking the tips of my index fingers together.
But are you glad to see me again, Chi? Glad might be a bit of an overstatement. But I'm happy you're right. Yes, you got back quicker than I thought you would. That's because I want to get right back to the writing. You weren't running, were you? I was power walking. I thought your face looked a bit flushed and your hair is all messy. My hair's always messy. That's true, I suppose. Well, if you don't mind, I won't judge you for it. Chisato resumes work on Sumire's sprite, while I deposit my bag on the floor and sit on Chisato's bed. Chisato's sketchbook is still lying there, atop the covers where I left it. I flip it open, pick up my pen anew, and begin to write. I eat dinner later that evening with the Shima family minus Saori, who's at work. Oh, Mrs Shima's cooking is, as always, utterly delicious. She's prepared white rice and miso soup, which are everyday staples, but the star of the show has to be her hearty beef and potato stew. The warm stew is a perfect dish under this cold weather. Each bite has satisfying mouthfeel, and it warms me from within. The cuts of beef are thick and luxurious, and they are soaked full of flavor from the dashi stock. Mrs Shima has added carrots, onions, and shiitake mushrooms into the stew, which offer up a variety of interesting flavors. It's so good I could eat this forever. I'd like to draw the meal out for as long as possible to better savor it, but I don't have enough self-control. It's not until I sit down at the dinner table that I discover how ravenously hungry I am. Writing might be a sedentary occupation, but it's surprisingly demanding. I've used my brain too much and now it's starting to overheat. I need protein, and lots of it, so I can get back into the zone. I dig into my food with no small amount of enthusiasm and soon polish off the lot. I pick every grain of rice clean from my bowl and fish out every piece of potato, carrot and onion from the dashi stock of the stew. My, you must have been starving, Saku. You fell up on the front like a hungry wolf. Have you been out exercising? Hey, nah, the only muscles I've been exercising are the ones in my wrists and maybe the one in my head. You mean your brain? Yup, I did quite a workout. Evidently you haven't been working it out strenuously enough. The brain isn't a muscle, Saku. It's an organ. Are you sure about that? I'm quite sure. Who told you that? My teacher, back in primary school. It's something you learn when you first go over the basics of the human body in, let's say, year 3.
I highly doubt I had that in primary school in year 3. Literally the stuff we would have back then was mouths, Polish language. I do believe we might have had English. I don't actually remember when we properly started English. Probably in 4th grade 4. Because that's when more subjects arrived. But yeah, back to what I was talking about. Maths, Polish language. I guess physical education. There might have been English in some way, a little bit, but I'm not sure. I think that's about it. I think that's about it pretty much when it comes to the first 3 years. Then you get stuff, you know, more advanced stuff. Or more like, you get English, music, something that is like the connection of physics, biology and chemistry sort of. So there wasn't much chemistry, I guess. And there wasn't much physics, so basically it was biology sort of. And some other crap. Whatever. Oh, religion was also a thing in first 3 years, and then the next 3 years as well, but that does matter. Anyway. Your lack of general knowledge really is astounding. Alright, point taken. Chisato might be my best friend, but she's merciless. When she digs her claws into somebody, she digs them in deep. It's a good thing words can draw blood, or I'd be coated in the stuffer right now. I don't see why all of this body stuff matters all that much for. It's not I'm trained to be a doctor or a serial killer. Now there is a curious thought. Does one need to train to be a serial killer, do you think? Maybe. If they want to kill in a certain way? I never thought that was the kind of career path anybody could pursue regardless of their schooling, but perhaps I'm behind the times. I think you don't need to know a base level about how the human body works to take your victims out and dispose of the evidence. You can be a killer without any know-how, but if you want to do it serially, you have to figure out some kind of system. Oh yeah, that did not occur to me. I suppose that goes to show how much I know about serial killings. Darling, please. As fond as you might be, I would appreciate if you didn't speak about such things when I'm trying to eat. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind that, to be honest. Yuri, I don't mind if someone talks about stuff like that when eating. I mind if they make noise when they eat for. Oh my god. And it's like, you know, that knife in my hand. Am I going to use it? Just kidding. You're putting me off my food. Oh yeah, apologize, dear. Mrs Shima titters while Chisato sighs. Sometimes I feel like that and I are the only people in this family with any common sense. But you make things boring. I'm surrounded by ditzes. Are you including me as part of the family too, Chi? I don't see why she wouldn't. You come here often enough. Now, would you like any second, Saku? Okay, if I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but in previous time we were at that table, she said that she was not there in a very long time. Anyway. I concentrated, but I eventually have to pass on Mrs Shima's offer. As delicious her cooking is, all this talk about serial killer has put me off my meat. Now I wonder why that could be. Who knows? I head back upstairs after dinner to resume my writing, while Chisato finalizes Sumire's sprite. Eventually at around 8, Chisato says we take a break. She's looking pretty tired and I'm feeling similarly worn out. 8, that's early. I've been working non-stop pretty much all day, aside from mealtimes and my quick trip back home to collect my things. If I was a superhuman made from steel, I'd probably keep right on writing, but I'm not, and I need to take breaks to recharge my proverbial batteries. It's kind of a bummer, given how into my work I am, but I bet future me will thank the restraint of past me. My wrists and my fingers are starting to age. Chisato and I spend the next hour in the living room watching some variety show with Mrs Shima. When the show comes to an end, I head off to the bath. I lather soap over my body and wash myself clean, leaving the tub full of lukewarm water for Chisato. Once we are both washed, and in our pajamas, we spend some time at her PC, and I'm kind of losing voice for some weird reason, I don't know why. Watching random clips and chatting. I hope it's not because I run without anything around my neck. Whoops. The thing is, the air did not feel cold, so I might have made a mistake, yeah. Whatever. It isn't until a little while after midnight that Chisato turns off her PC and the pair of us slide into bed. 2:50 in the morning for me. That's like slightly after midnight. I'm tired enough to drift into dreamland minutes after my head touches the pillow, but Chisato doesn't let me off the hook that easily. Hey, Saku.
What is it?
I was just wondering. Well, Chisato sighs. I'm probably being silly.
Well, that'd be a first. I thought I was supposed to be the stupid one in our two-person comedy troupe. You're the smart cookie, Chi.
So you're calling yourself stupid?
Well, you know what they say. If the shoe fits an all. Mr. I'd agree with you, at the very least.
Just the second time we talked about him today. You really don't like him, do you?
No, I don't. Not one bit. I don't think he likes me much either, so we're even. It must be because of my awful test results and the fact that I keep forgetting my homework. It
would do it, yeah. If he does dislike you, you only have yourself to blame.
Yeah. I've heard it all before. So what do you want to talk about? Is something on your mind?
It's still like I said, but I've been wondering. Are you really alright doing this?
Doing what?
Working on the visual novel Capital Letters. It was my idea, and I'm afraid I might have dragged you into it. We did do a lot of work today. I don't want to burn you out.
Now, why do you need to ask? You should know by now, Chi, that I don't work if I don't wanna. My teachers are well aware of that. Mr. Irie in particular, and they are not even my friends.
I really can't sit comfortably right now. I give Chisato another prod, and then another. Chisato tries to squirm away from me, but I don't let her escape. I descend upon her, the worst of my exhaustion, momentarily exercised. Or should I say excised? And seek out her underarms, her sides, and her stomach. My prying fingers sink beneath the hem of her pajamas. I tickle Chisato in all the most sensitive spots, so she squeals, her thrashing legs kicking up the bed covers.
Stop that, Saku! No, I won't. I'm punishing you for asking such a stupid question.
Well, I'm sorry for being stupid. Chisato gasps, desperate for air, and pushes my fingers away. I was asking because I care about you.
Oh.
I just can't sit properly today. Ow. But if you don't like it, I can stop showing an interest. Now leave me alone.
Hey, I was just trying to lighten up the mood. Don't be happy with me, Chi.
You tickled me.
You were asking for it. I want to make you smile. You know I can't sit single gloomy, especially not about silly old me.
So you don't mind working on this project?
Of course not. I've been having a blast.
I'm glad to hear that, but would you rather spend Christmas with your parents?
Nah, it's fine. I already said my family don't make a big deal about Christmas. In fact, my mom said she'd be glad to be rid of me. I'm in your care now, Chi. Please look after me.
Oh please, it's not New Year's yet. So you're bowing for the first shrine visit, I'm no god.
Maybe not. But you're so cool and elegant. You do kinda remind me of a goddess.
Well, thanks, I guess. Chisato glance away. Her cheeks are hidden by a sweep of dark hair, but I think I can see the beginnings of blush crossing her cheeks. How is she so cute? I don't get it.
No prob. Are we good now? You aren't worried about me anymore, are you?
No, I'm not. I can see I was being too considerate. I not know why I fuss so much, but thank you, Saku.
For what?
I don't know, being a good friend, I suppose.
Well, aren't you sappy?
I feel my cheeks heating up, but I try to play it off with a casual laugh.
You don't have to thank me for that. I like being your friend, and I like hanging out with you, and I like working on my bittersweet love story, too. Don't worry about me. I'm gonna keep doing my best.
Then I'll do my best too.
Alright. It's a promise.
My hand finds Chisato's beneath the covers. I bump our knuckles together and then grin.
Let's try and get some shut eye care. We need to be up bright and early so we can keep on working.
Alright. That sounds like a good idea. Unusually so coming from you. I poke at my tongue, then turn over. The blush is beginning to fade from my cheeks, and sleep is descending upon me anew. Jesus, that's a lot of freaking... You know what I mean, right? You look at her bed and you think, wow, that's a lot. I can't be the only one, right? You know I'm talking about pillows, right? I hope you do know. It's like half your bed are pillows. Why? I don't get it. Please explain to me. Before my eyelids can slide shut, however, I noticed something. The digital display in Chisato's bedside table reads in neon numbers. 8 minutes past midnight. It's 8 minutes past midnight, is what I said earlier. It's no longer the 24th, but the 25th, which means...
Hey, G!
Yeah, what is it?
Merry Christmas!
The following day dawns, and with it Christmas arrives. It might be a popular holiday celebrated around the world, but not even that can deter Chisato and I from our plans. We get dressed upon waking, then have breakfast with the Shima family. Sori is present at the table, as she was last morning, wearing a crumpled tracksuit. Once breakfast has been consumed, the dishes and cutlery cleaned away, Chisato and I return to the bedroom. I sit myself at Chisato's PC and type up a few scenes I wrote last night in Chisato's sketchbook. Chisato meanwhile busies herself with sketching out the finalized version of Takumi's sprite. We work like this until lunchtime, then switch positions. Chisato commanders the PC and I write the next handful of scenes out with a pen and paper. We could probably get more done if we had 2 PCs we could work at, but that might be asking a bit too much. We should be thankful for the resources we already have. That is kind of trivia. Then again, I mean, maybe I should not be talking, given the fact that if I wanted to, I could bring the old PC from the underground and connect it. Even though it would be super slow. Still could. I probably could find some old mouse and keyboard as well. The other option is I can also use the laptop, which is like kinda backup just in case for me. Anywho. Chisato and I work together in companionable silence until the sun begins to set. Whoa! It gets pretty dark past 5. The roofs beyond Chisato's bedroom window black silhouettes against the midnight blue sky. By this point my wrists are beginning to hurt. I set the pencil down, which I've been gripping like a lifeline, and raise my arms above my head. I stretch the joints at my elbows clicking, which makes Chisato toot.
Do you have to do that?
Alright, this is something I do, yes. And sometimes I do that to piss off certain people I know.
Do what? Dad, it's unpleasant. I'm just trying to limber up, Chi. I've been working super hard since we woke up. You could praise me a little, you know? I'll praise you when I start seeing some results. I don't want you to get an overinflated opinion of yourself. Believe me, Chi, there is no danger of that happening when you're around. You never failed to put me in my place. And for good reason. It doesn't do to get complacent, but...
Chisato's voice trails away, her fingers tap against the inside of her arm as she ponders. Eventually, after a few moments have passed, she relents, then says,
I suppose you have been doing a good job. Keep it up. Don't get ahead of yourself, we still have a lot of work to do. I know, but it is Christmas. And silly Chi, it's a holiday. A holiday that neither you nor I celebrate. A holiday that neither you nor I celebrate. Maybe not, but it's a holiday nonetheless. We can't work the whole day away. Even employees at big companies get to take breaks.
Or do they?
We had a break already, at lunch. For like 30 minutes. It was more like an hour. Details. The point is I'm getting kind of tired. Didn't you yourself say we ought to pace ourselves? I suppose I did say that, yes. But is there anything in particular you want to do?
Oh, now that's an easy question. I don't even have to think about that.
I want to eat a lot of fried chicken, of course. Of course. I should have known you'd be thinking about food. Well, why shouldn't I? Food is super important. Without it, we'd die. I can't argue with that. Don't your family get fried chicken on Christmas? You said they did yesterday. We do, yeah. So, we're gonna pick the chicken up, huh? I have a mighty need for the Colonel's 11 herbs and spices fried chicken thighs.
Again, KFC sucks. I would like to repeat myself. Chisato looks at me flatly. I'd rather do chicken myself. Honestly, it's better. So much better.
Have you been fantasizing about fried chicken all day, Saku? It's been on my mind since lunch. Well, at least you're honest. I like KFC too.
What is wrong with you?
But I don't know if it's anything that special.
No, it's not.
They just sell plain, ordinary chicken.
Thank you. It's actually worse than just plain, but...
Oh my gosh! I can't believe you just said that, G!
I can.
Said what? You called KFC's chicken plain and ordinary?
Hell yeah.
Well, it is, isn't it?
Yes. Okay, I'm with Chisato on that one.
No, it is most certainly not. KFC chicken might not grant you everlasting life, but it's the only thing on this rotten little space rock that comes close to it.
No. No.
The chicken is to die for. No, it's not. It sucks. It's just fried chicken, for it's not that special. You can buy it at other places, and it will be better.
So much better. We don't have them anymore, but there was one place where there was like literal... Well, maybe they are still around, who knows. But not all of them at least. Basically, there's a tram stop at one place, right? Next to it is like back in the day, let's kind of a mall. Not really a mall, really, you know. It was like one building, a few stores at the bottom, and at the top, nothing much. Like, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 in total. Something like that. Okay, maybe 15 in total, whatever. But on the outside there were like booths with like fried chicken, burgers, and so on. They were making good stuff. KFC sucks compared to that. It's the little businesses, sort of, that make the decent stuff. Not the freaking huge joints that are somehow popular for unknown reasons. Anyway.
I know you can, but it's not the same if it doesn't come in a bucket with the colonel smiling face stamped on the side.
You're right. It's better if it doesn't.
That's just branding. I had no idea you liked KFC so much. Well, now you do. If you're such a fan, why don't you eat it more often? I would, but if I could, but it's kind of expensive, you know.
Yeah, and not good. Let's not forget that part.
I get the price you've got a pony up for a low quality, but my parents can afford to blow money on fast food, even if KFC is so much more than that.
No, it's just poor quality fast food, yeah. I did like some of their... what was it called? Longer or whatever? That was pretty decent.
So what does your family eat on Christmas? My mother's cooking usually. She made cream stew last year.
She could have made chicken. I bet it will be so much better than KFC.
I think cream stew is nice. It is nice, yeah, but it's not godly. It's not like KFC. What is wrong with you, Saku? I can say I get that bill myself. Same.
Well, of course, she wouldn't. Her family's rich. They can afford to eat fancy food whenever they want. Okay, come on. No. Also, you say fancy. KFC is not fancy. What the hell?
Honestly, prepare the chicken yourself. It's better. And it's not hard to do.
It's one of the easiest things you can make, to be fair. I learned basic fried chicken when I was like 12 or 11, something like that. Maybe even earlier, whatever.
But I can see you're so stuck on your thoughts about fried chicken.
Sorry,
but I can see you're so stuck on your thoughts about fried chicken, you don't have enough room in your head for anything else. Guilty as charged.
In that case, I guess our work will have to wait. Chisato leans back in her swivel chair and folds one long, slender leg over the other.
Sorry said she'd pick the chicken up on her bike. Should be setting off soon. Do you want to go with her, Saku? Oh, can I? I'm sure Sari wouldn't mind. She loves showing her motorbike off to people.
Nice. To be honest, I would like to have a bike myself. Not gonna lie. The thing is, you know, I don't have like proper own house, but you know, god damn it, can you like mute this thing? Okay, I think you didn't hear anything because I couldn't hear anything. I don't have any place to leave it, basically, you know, and for winter it would be a huge problem, right? especially for winter, because that's the time where you don't want to keep the motorbike outside. And to be fair, we are talking Poland. I would not feel like comfortable with having the bike even under the window, right? And sadly enough, it's not like a closed area. Speaking of which, closed areas are so freaking expensive. Sadly enough. I would totally go with that if I could afford that. Anyway, but to not drift off the topic, let's see. But yeah, I would totally buy a bike. I don't have the license for it, but in Poland with the car license you can get still a bike up to 125, I think, cc. I think so, whatever.
But that sounds so cool. But what about her job?
She has the day off.
To pick up the chicken?
KFC is very important after all.
Damn straight. I guess I'll go and pester Sorin for a bit, if she'll let me.
Yeah, you do that. Have fun.
I always do.
You know what? Let's go to Saori in the next episode. I'll actually continue recording it afterwards. Even though I was supposed to not start new recording of any video after 3 AM, but you know what? Right now, it doesn't matter. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Consider liking the video if you did. That's super appreciated, obviously. Subscribe if you're new. If you like Winter Fragments. We'll be playing definitely more of games from ebi-hime in the future as well. If you're into her games. Pretty good games, by the way. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram in the description if you're into any of that stuff. Your follow, that is always obviously free, will be much appreciated. Speaking of which, the plan is, when this is released, to stream today. Because, well, pulling in Genshin for Shenhe still needs to be done. The second attempt. After 2 weeks. That's right. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully good. Hopefully good. Alright, let's end it. Hope you all have a wonderful Easter weekend, to be fair. If you celebrate Easter. If not, well, then just a weekend, I guess. Bye-bye!